pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Reminder that please being recorded. Anybody else recording? So we have audio and video recording. Okay, we're going to start this evening with a public forum request from Mr. Harry. Mr. Harry, are you prepared to proceed?
Sure.
You have 2 minutes. Go right ahead.
Chris Harry, 212 East Hill Road. During the last meeting, the silencing of a resident who was simply trying to help the chair's scheduled business was not just inappropriate, it was an embarrassment. She was cut off while attempting to assist a public official who in that moment could not seem to form a coherent thought about his own agenda. This year marks the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. A nation founded on the radical idea that ordinary people have the right to speak, to criticize, and to hold their government accountable. Free speech is not a courtesy from the chair. It is a foundational value of this country and a constitutional right that does not evaporate when someone steps into a town hall or a cafeteria. What we are witnessing is not leadership, it is the silencing of opposition through punitive measures enforced by the chair and his collaborators. Our chair uses procedural direction to muzzle critics, but conveniently finds room for voices that flatter align with him. That is not order, that is manipulation. The chair is confident in his decisions and confident in his role. He should welcome criticism instead of hiding behind selective enforcement, arbitrary denials of speech. If you cannot tolerate a resident politely pointing out scheduling issues without shutting her down, the problem is not the resident, it is the chair. We should be celebrating 250 years of America, free expression by expansion, public participation, not shrinking it. Silencing residents to protect fragile egos and political comfort spits in the face of the very principles this anniversary is meant to honor. I am asking this board and the chair in particular a simple question. Are you prepared to respect the spirit of American democracy and let critical voices be heard, or do you continue to use your position to silence the people you were elected to serve?
Are you done?
I'm done.
Does anybody have any comments? No? Okay, then we're going to move on to the next agenda. Okay, so next up, we have the minutes of February 9th for the day.
Only February 9th.
Only February 9th. Okay. Does everyone have an opportunity to review the minutes? Yes. Crystal, did you have a chance to look at that?
I did.
If there's no questions or comments on that, I'll be happy to take a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes of February 9th, 2026.
Second that.
All in favor?
Fraser, aye. Stewart, aye.
DeBruin abstain.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you. Okay, so now we have some appointments and resignations.
So I'll move to reappoint building commissioner, zoning enforcement officer, William Cantel to a 3-year term. And the reason why I want to make that motion is because I'm going to table that at the last meeting. And the reason I tabled it had to do with the discussion of online permitting, and we can talk about that at another time when we put it on the agenda. I'm very comfortable with the way we're moving forward with that. So I move that we reappoint.
Thank you. We have a motion to reappoint. We have a second?
I make a second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
I'll keep going.
Yeah.
I move that we withdraw the resignation of conservation clerk Todd Classen.
Yeah, it's just so people know, she had originally sent a note saying that she was going to be stepping down, and she sent us a letter the other day saying that she wants to continue in that position. So now,
And I happily second that.
okay. Any other discussion? No? Okay, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
I move that we accept the resignation of Teresa Love Bombard from the Council on Aging.
I second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
I move that we accept the resignation of Sean Connor from Emergency Management Director.
He sent a letter saying he was stepping down from that position. So.
I will second that.
Okay. Any other discussion? Nope. Okay, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye.
I move that we appoint Don Contois as the interim emergency management director.
Can you step up for just a second? Sorry.
Thanks, Don.
No problem.
It's not going to be cute and say, you really know what you're getting yourself into, but I know you've done it before.
I've done it before.
So I know you've asked to do this, or you've agreed to do it, let's put it that way, on an interim basis so we can fill that position permanently. So I would like to just thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Crystal, did you want to say something?
I lost you there for a minute.
All right. We have the appointment, we have a motion, we have a second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thanks again. If you need anything, just let us know, all right?
Okay.
And at some point, we'll meet, we'll talk about
Okay.
the short term.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, Don, maybe we can connect as well, just from a good handoff. I'll still be around to help out like I was with Sean, but I just want to pass off what I know at this point too, in terms of volunteers who said want to help.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
I move that we appoint Paul Adams to Trail Committee.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you. Okay, next one.
I move that we appoint Tony Biss to Trail Committee. Vice.
Aye.
Vice.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye.
I move that we appoint Scott Garish to Trail Committee.
Second.
Discussion? All right, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. I move that we appoint Richard Costa to Trail Committee.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye.
I move that we appoint Joseph Venezia to Trail Committee.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye.
I move that we appoint Richard Poller to Trail Committee Associate.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
I didn't think this was a good job. It's Crystal. That's- All right, so the next one is discharge lien at 132 Springfield Hollow Road. I move that we discharge the lien of 132 Springfield Hollow Road.
This is on the Pioneer Valley Community Development.
Yeah, sorry. I second that.
Okay, any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Fraser, aye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBruin, aye.
Okay, Kelly, aye. Sorry, Crystal, I didn't hear you say that.
Yes, I said, McGuire, aye.
The next up is review and sign the donation agreement between the town of Brimfield, the Brimfield Firefighters Association for the 1927 Buffalo Fire Engine. That needs a motion. So,
I have one question. Maybe Don can answer this. Was the fire engine plated prior to the parade? Because that was the one in the parade, correct?
that wasn't ours. That was a neighboring town.
Okay. I was just curious. I was under the impression it was. Okay, thank you.
So we have a motion.
Well, I think I have to formally state it, but you read it. So I move that we review and sign the donation agreement between Town of Brimfield and Brimfield Firefighters Association for the 1927 Buffalo Fire.
Okay, can you do a second on that?
Second?
Okay, any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Raise your eyes.
Stewart, aye.
DeBru and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, ayes. Thank you.
So the next one doesn't need a motion because we did that last time. But it's,
If anyone has questions, I would take them down. But essentially, we reviewed everything, had a deep discussion with Action, and then put the contract agreement together for all three towns. And by the way that the billing is cycling, we're getting more commercial, i.e. private insurance rides than federal. So it looks like the three towns will get a fairly large refund for this group, which they go right back against their bill. We discussed being more proactive and educating everybody from the ambulances for billing, with contacts, having a monthly representative come to the senior center or somewhere in town, so that anyone who has questions can ask and discuss it, plus phone numbers. And they will explain their bills very definitely, break everything down, and if you have questions, they'll have brochures there and you can contact them. So we had already, all the towns have agreed to sign it, to approve it, and that's why we went to the final negotiations. Any other questions, anything?
Mitch, can I,
Yes.
sorry.
Go ahead, Crystal, go ahead.
Could I just ask, going forward, once, this, if we agree to sign this, going forward, will your committee, with the tri-community group be meeting again regularly?
We'll be meeting every quarter for
Okay.
the length of the agreement with Action. So if there's issues or problems or anything, we can discuss it and get things sorted out. Yes.
The reason I asked is because I don't feel like that was followed through in the previous years. I would very much like to see, those meetings happening.
Okay, so we all agreed the same thing, that they were very lax with it, and yes, it has to happen, and we are going to do that.
Okay, thank you.
If I could also add that on July 2nd, this Thursday at 10 a.m., I will be at the Senior Center just to update people on the various resources that are available to them based upon this contract document if there is a billing dispute in the future. So anyone is welcome to go to that, but it will be at the Senior Center at 10 a.m. and I'm just going to be there to answer questions, talk about what those resources are. I did go to that first contract discussion meeting with Mitch and Chris in the other two towns, and I did communicate that I would like to continue to be involved in some of those dispute resolution processes, to be an advocate for our residents if anything arises in the future.
I think we're all doing our fair share here on this board as individuals and collectively, because while you all are doing that, a resident was having an issue with the billing and the way their bill transpired. And what I ended up doing was taking that and speaking with the Vice President of Operations, who got me directly with the President of Action, and Action responded with a very amicable solution that they're trying to do. And I asked the President that once they find that solution and the solution comes to bear, if we could sit down and do an AAR, I call it, it's an after-action review on what happened with the residents' bill, where do we all go wrong with it, and how do we correct it for the future. And the president of that company said absolutely, the president of Action. So he will sit down with the resident, with me, and whoever else wants to AAR that event. And that's going into a lot of the work that Chris is doing with them as well to mitigate any problems that come up with billing. So I think what I'm seeing is a willingness to work better for us. And it's our town, to be honest, this tri-town committee thing, it's our town that these guys here that have made the inroads to make this change happen in the way Action is treating and will treat our residents. And we're all going to benefit, all three towns, because of the work that he's doing and the work that he's doing. That's Chris and Mitch, so thanks. I think we're all in that corner there.
You've been very, very proactive and very willing to work with us, so it's been good. And they're looking to try and save us money too. So all three towns win-win.
And I think we should reiterate that all members of this board are open to listen to residents. Mitch is our liaison, but we're all willing to help make sure that our residents are heard.
Great. All right, thanks to everyone that's working on that. That's been a great job. Appreciate it.
All right, so the next on the agenda is discussion with town clerk of Civic Plus website migration.
Madam Town Clerk.
I would actually ask if we could table it till the next meeting. There's more information that's still coming in that I think would be relevant to the discussion.
Okay, we'll do. So, sorry, why don't we make a motion to table that?
I move that we table the discussion with the town clerk on her request of the Civic Plus website migration.
I'll second that.
Okay, is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBrew and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Okay.
I move that we approve the Community Block Development Grant, CDBG, recapture funds policy.
I can. So, yep. I don't know if there's a kickback or what. So we've been working on this would be CDBG capture committee. There hasn't been a policy on how that money is spent, so we've been working diligently to come up with a policy, and all the towns have agreed. So we're just looking for approval, and then we're going to meet again, and I'll bring it back to the board, some ideas of how the money should be spent.
Okay. Any other questions, discussion?
I'll second that.
Second, all right. Okay, all in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBrew and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
Next on the agenda, sign and approve contract amendment number 1 for cemetery wall repair. I move that we sign and approve the contract amendment number 1 for cemetery wall repair.
Second?
Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBrew and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
And next up on the agenda, next up on the agenda is to discuss building clerk job description.
What we did was, as I'm sure everybody knows, we had requested a separate clerk for the electrical inspector's job. It was not financed that way. It was financed at a level where it made more sense to put additional time onto the building clerk, who basically works for that department. And what we did basically was take the existing definition and we added electrical clerk to it. So it's the building / electrical clerk. So at least for the time being. And now it's just a question of hours. I think originally went in at 4 hours a week, and I understand that there has been some other thoughts about trying to do that. So if somebody has a question or opinion, this is the time.
So this is one that a while back, it was probably January 25, there was an approval to add 4 hours to her workload for Permit Pro. And she's not using Permit Pro. And now if we add 4, it brings her to 20. 20 is a full-time benefit employee. So I don't believe that was the intent of what we're doing here. And plus, it's not voted or approved on, so I don't think we can do it. So I would move that we move her hours to 19 hours per week, not 20, and keep her off of being a benefit employee because it has not been voted on.
So that's 3 hours.
Correct.
16 now, she was suggesting instead of 4, go to 3 hours.
And it, correct. And it's, the 3 hours in addition with the other 4 is plenty of time to do the electrical work that we want her to do.
3 hours.
So anyway, the addition of the 3 will get her to 19, and she should be able
So
to do
she's
both of
16
those.
now, 3 more hours.
Right.
Has anybody spoken to her?
So correct me if I'm wrong, did FinCom okayed 3 more hours, right?
Say that again?
FinCom FinCom had it in their budget for 4 hours, correct?
I
Yes.
believe so, yeah.
Okay.
That's how much money they allocated for it. And, you know, we may get halfway through the year and discover that the work is such that you need the extra hour. And that's, you know, there's money in there to pay for if necessary. And if not, we just roll back that money at the end of the year.
But is it true that in order to make that position a benefited position, it takes more than just us? We can do that? Well, then maybe I'm missing something that you guys need to talk to me about, but I'm under the impression that we don't want to go there, that it needs to be kept under the 20 because she's been a part-time employee, and I don't know, you know, if we're comfortable as a committee, as a board, to do this and bring it to full-time. So I don't know if there's any discussion on that.
I understand your position you're worried about because the added expenses are not in the budget for the town, correct?
Correct.
So I think it's a wise move to do it and lock it in at 19. And then down the road, if it has to be increased, or we have to go to FinCom and get it.
If she or the electrical or building inspectors come and make a case for the extra time,
And at that point, we discuss it and review it and figure it out.
So, just so I'm clear, what we're saying is that in the budget, there was 4 hours approved in an overall budget. However, what was not in budget was the benefits, the add-ons, all of that. So what we're doing is we're trying to make sure that we're following budget, you know, without exceeding those numbers because of the benefit add-ons.
and just to be clear, it wasn't that 4 hours was approved, they approved an amount of money.
Right.
And then when we look at that, say, okay, this is how much money we're paying this individual to do the job, and we make a call on the hours. All they do is, you know, they make the recommendation to the town board, the town board puts money in that budget. So the money's there for the 4 hours, but it does not take into account the associated costs. So if the board wants to start off with the 3 hours, make a motion and a vote to make it 3 hours. And we may, you know, depending on what the workload is, we may, before the year is out, end up talking about it again and then make a case for the length of time.
I think that's great, because we're looking at having a special town meeting at some point. So at that point, if it has to go to that, we can put on that more.
So, if there is no other discussion, if there is, this is the time, if not, we'll take a motion, and we can get that, what you feel is appropriate.
So I move that we increase by 3 hours the position of the building clerk job so that that role will also include the electrical clerk.
Crystal, you got the floor.
Two seconds.
Second.
Any other discussion?
I believe the building clerk, because that was presented leading up to town meeting, is under the impression she will be working 4 more hours a week. Who am I the one to be notifying, or is somebody else?
Well, in my opinion, it should be building. It should be going for 2 weeks.
He's not back there. Well, that's fine. He's going to have to do it since it's building. And I don't think
Go into
it's-
effect on,
July 1, yeah.
Wednesday. Wednesday's the first one.
So is this supposed to be a big impact that it's going from an additional 4 to an additional 3?
what is it, $20. It's not-
All right, I'll do it.
Means all.
I will talk to him.
Okay. All right. Did you hear that, Crystal?
Yes, yeah.
All right. In that case, we have a motion on the floor.
Second.
We have a second. There is no other questions or comments?
I would just add too that, you know, we can reevaluate when you do speak to her.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would tell her that, just so, you know, see how it goes. If more time is needed, we revisit that.
You know, from my standpoint, I don't know what happens in that office. You know, we're trying to get the communications going with our monthly reports. That may help, but I don't particularly know what is needed in that office. So I think this is a good starting point.
Okay, fair enough. All right, all in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBru and I.
Maguire,
That would be all right, thank you.
So I move that we approve the request, this is the next item, by the way. I move that we approve the request for permission to carry over accrued FY26 vacation time per personnel policy vacation leave, section 6.9.1. And the first one on there is for Select Board Administrative Assistant Christopher Falco.
Okay, could I just have a comment on this? Is there any way, because I know we're going to have, you know, others, we always do, why can't we just make a blanket a motion that, you know, any employee can carry over there up to 2 weeks till, what's the date, September? I don't know if that's possible, or will we have to do it on a needs basis?
It's not, yeah, she's right, because it shouldn't be based on a person or a position. It needs to be a blanket policy for fairness, and then even to add on to that, up to a certain amount. Otherwise, you're gonna have, are we saying that someone could carry over like 100 days of vacation?
No, so the personnel policy says up to 2 weeks for September, and then it has to come back to the board if they want to go over that.
You know, I would say that it's not a bad idea to say that, but what I would caution is, we've done it on an individual basis for a couple of years,
Right.
only because of what the personnel policy says.
Yeah.
Rather than just sit here right now and essentially revise that policy, we should-
Right.
I would say that let's approve this, and we can put that other on to a future agenda to make
Okay.
it, and we have a comment from Chris.
I spoke with the accountant in regard to mine, just verifying my benefits. She will be providing before the next meeting a spreadsheet with employees for hours to roll over. She had wanted to wait until the year closed out before putting that together, just in case anyone in the remaining 3 days were to take vacation time. But there will be a spreadsheet with everyone by the July 13th meeting.
Yeah, so I think, so in mine, I agree with you, and as a personnel officer, like, that is definitely something that I'd like to look at, our personnel policy, and maybe make that change, and this board has that governance.
Right, so let's do this, let's say on the 13th, we'll put that on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion for Christmas situation.
And I'll second that.
We have a second. Any further discussion at this time? No? Okay. All in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBru and I.
Maguire, aye.
Melody, aye. Thank you.
next item on the agenda is regarding building committee discussion and appointments. And the appointments would call for Eric Rondo, Dave Bashan, and Nick Gardner, and Zach Review as a non-voting member. So this is something that, that Crystal and I have been working for a while, putting together individuals that are qualified professionals in that industry. And back before Chris Moon was on this board, he was helping as well. So we've been able to communicate on the qualifications of these people. I think, Crystal, you have some information on one, if not all, as well.
I do. I've spoken to all of them, and I think they're all, great candidates. I think the important thing is if we can get these individuals nominated, then at a further date we can give them their mission or their task from this board. But it can't be. They're an advisory commission, we'll have to give them the task. But I'm okay with nominating these. Now, I just really want to quickly sidetrack to Mr. DeBruin. So I know he is technically still on that board. What are his plans?
Good question. I think that what I would be willing to do with the new appointees is to kind of help navigate maybe through the mission statement that you guys adopted, I think back in February or March. And I could probably be a liaison perhaps to that committee.
I think that's good.
I think that.
Right, Crystal, you agree?
Absolutely. Because they are an advisory commission, we can't have that's not a great form of governance there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that, now that you're a member of this board, you should probably step off that and be the liaison to the board. Essentially, help them with all the information that he can, offer some guidance.
I agree with that. I do have also some comments on the candidates. These candidates expressed a desire to help the community. Each one of these candidates was really generous to offer their time and their expertise. Mr. Rondo is an actual construction superintendent, so his background is supervising construction projects. Mr. Bashan is a tradesperson. He's an electrician. He also works teaching the Tantascwa Tech program and has actually assisted the town already with connecting us to the electrical folks that have done some repairs for us on the gazebo. And then finally, Nick Gardner is an individual who's also a mechanical tradesperson who has experience in the trades. And those electrical, mechanical scopes, very code heavy, so it's an important background for them to have. And then Zach, obviously being our familiarity with our assets here. I would say that we would want to continue to recruit possibly either one or two other members. If we have any large projects that ultimately we award as a board that we want them to oversee, it'd be very helpful for them to perhaps maybe have more than 4 individuals.
Yeah, I think what we should probably look at doing is put a cap on voting members at 5, plus Zach as an advisory would be the right number. Then you have 7 people working, right?
I believe that's what our bylaws say.
Okay, so then why don't we plan to do that? We'll try to recruit some more people with those skills and...
And I would, sorry, sir, I would also add that, if the board so chooses to nominate these folks tonight, that maybe we have them come to the next meeting or that, or follow up with them and have them in one of our meetings so that we can discuss, that mission and that task. Just so that we establish that relationship.
Yeah, excellent idea. Okay, good.
So
So did you make that as a motion? Or
Not yet.
just a copy? Okay.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
All right. I move that we appoint the following individual, and do it separately.
Yeah, Everybody okay with just doing this as a group?
Yes.
You just have to identify Zach as a non-voting.
Yeah.
So I move that we appoint the following individuals to become the building committee. Eric Rondeau, David Bashan, Nick Gardner, and Zach Lemieux as the non-voting.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Raise your eyes.
Stewart, aye.
DeBru and I.
McGuire, aye.
Aye. Thank you.
All right, next one. I move that we transfer $500 from Norcross gift account 14-3561-0122 to town gardener account 14-3561-0423.
Just anybody who doesn't know, we have a lady that goes around and waters the flowers and trims everything up, make sure things are neat, presentable and growing right and so forth. And we need some money to take care of it. We don't have, so this is a great place to take it from.
And she, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's for the flowers and stuff. She does this all on her own time.
Yes, she does.
And that's amazing to me. And every time I see her, I'm sure I thank her. And I think, if residents see her, I'm sorry, her name is eluding me right now, but she does a great job for our town.
Yes, she does, and thank you for saying that. I mean, we're coming up with the name here.
Marie,
Was it?
Marie St. George.
Great.
Yes. Sorry.
I know it's not always here all the time, too.
Right. And so I just had a quick question. And I spoke briefly to Chris. So why historically it's coming from the Norcross account, but is that something that could possibly come from building maintenance?
Yeah, you probably could take it out of that, but I think in lieu of some of the work we've got coming at us for some of these buildings.
Okay. Yep. That's
It's
good.
not a ton to go, but,
That's good.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. You made that a motion?
Yes.
Okay, we have a second on that?
A second.
Okay. All in favor?
Raise your eyes.
Stewart, aye.
DeBru and I.
McGuire.
Kelly, aye, thank you.
And the next on the agenda is an update on windows and painting for the town hall.
I'm going to defer this to Mr. Falco as he is our procurement officer.
So, point painting, I have materials towards that, but with specifications that are going to be contingent on the windows. The windows I started back in December, and then the budget season, things got sidetracked. But I spoke with the Mass Historical Commission, the National Park Service, and the Department of the Interior, going over what they were looking for in terms of replacement or restored windows to essentially keep us in line for being able to get additional funds based on that property being on the register of National Historic District inventory. I then spoke with a local expert in historical restorations, who everything he said was in line with their recommendations, which were to restore the existing windows and add storm windows. We discussed looking for an architect that specializes in historical restoration, put together just specifications. There would be money for that in the facility study account, which has approximately $32,000 remaining. So I can also put a mock-up of what it would look for if the town were to go with metal or some other type of replacement windows, although the opinions that I got from everyone were, if you were to try to have custom windows made to maintain the historical character of it, that it would very quickly get to as much or if not more than restoration. He brought up the fact that replacement windows are designed to be replaced, so that restoration would be designed for, if not ongoing restoration, at least the ability to continue maintaining, where otherwise it would be to, again, replace in another 40 years. If we were to get windows that were not in line with the current character, especially because the Great Hall windows are so much part of the character of that building, it would probably preclude the ability to go after any further historical funding, which isn't to say that there isn't alternate routes of funding for buildings out there, but
Yeah, that's an excellent point, because as he's saying this, I'm thinking to myself, the bigger issue there is we may cut ourselves off from historical funds that we may be able to get. So I think it's worth looking at these, getting some ideas from the architect and finding out what the cost of doing these windows is going to be, so.
I was provided with 2 names of architects that specialize in historical restoration. 3 more are supposed to be provided to me in the next week or so, and I will reach out and update the board with the responses that they provide.
I put this on so that everybody would hear that we are moving forward with this, because you don't see it at each of these meetings, it doesn't mean it's not happening. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that has to go on, not the least of which is seeing how we have to put it out for bid and what kind of money we have available to us if we decide one way versus another. So we are working on it, and that's where we are right now. So there's no vote to be taken, just wanted to bring everybody up to speed on it. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
Okay, continue the licenses. Moving on. 2026. Motion.
Yeah. As a uniform, as a blanket thing, this is the one-day liquor licenses for special events. These are the ones listed here.
We're going to do these one at a time.
Yeah.
This covered the specifics of this one because when they applied last month, I fumbled speaking to what they were asking, so.
Okay. All right, this is the first one. All right. So I move that we approve the 2026 special and one-day license for Murder Hill LLC, July 2026 flea market. How do you say it, Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Hurricanes, July 15 to 19, with hours set at 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Thursday and Friday.
Right? You get a second on this?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBro and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you.
The next one is I move to approve the 2026 special one-day license for Murder Hill LLC, July 2026 flea market at Black Swan Meadows, July 14th to the 18th, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBro and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye.
The next one,
This one, we are still waiting on payments that the board would approve, just need to be made contingent on payment.
this is the next one,
Yes.
contingent on the payment. I move that we approve contingent on the payment, the 2026 special and one-day license for Timber Yard Brewing Company, Inc., July and September 2026 flea markets at Mahogany Ridge LLC, July 14th to the 19th, September 8th to the 13th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBro and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye.
And the last one, I move that we approve the 2026 special one-day license parking for wedding at 870 Brimfield Holland Road, July 18th, 2026, from 5 p.m. through 11 p.m.
I'm sorry, can somebody tell me what that is?
It's a
It's
wedding.
a wedding venue.
Okay,
Must be.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBru and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, aye. Say so you wish to say we go over the
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Raise your eye.
Stewart, aye.
DeBru and I.
McGuire, aye.
Kelly, we are adjourned. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.